Do you know how many houses were completely gone
I think it's 35.
in this area, in this
Yes,
cove?
yes.
Oh my goodness.
It sounds about right. The refrigerator and freezer floated and moved around, but we were able to salvage food out of that. And that's what we ate the first day. We were cooking food that come out of there. It was still cold and clean. It was still sealed. Here's some wonderful people building a storage shed for what I did manage to salvage. Debris from things that come from upstream. So there wasn't a house yet here, but coming just around this corner, there's like a little RV that people rent out Airbnb in this vacant lot. There's no sign of that. You see it got up in there a bit too. And then coming around right about where this telephone pole is was my friend Kevin Snakebite Waltrip used to live, but he passed on a few years ago. He had like a double wide trailer, a garage, and a boathouse. There's no sign it was ever here. I only know it's here because Larry Sane's house over there, somebody else's house collided with his house. That wooden house come from probably maybe 100 yards, at least 50 yards away, maybe more. That, picked up and moved. It was on that side of the river. From here on up, all this, there was like houses and trailers and things over here on this devastated side. This stuff was stripped mostly clean, but they've pushed what was in the road back over there. So like all that stuff wasn't there at first. This was like stripped down almost to bedrock or stone. You get a better idea what it kind of looked like, how far it stripped it down over there at this part. And you see how they're moving stuff, like I'm saying, they're moving, this little bobcat's moving stuff from one side of the road to the other. He probably might let us pass, we'll see. Hey, he's not going to cooperate. I'll go talk to him. I don't know it'll do any good.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not trying to impede. Tangi, the mayor of Saluda. I'm Fast Fred. I live down here. I'm connected. I'm connected to the old folks.
I only saw the camera and I was trying to get sure.
I understand. What we're doing is Tangi, the mayor of Saluda, who happens to be a friend of mine and almost certainly a distant cousin, to have me. This guy does Appalachian documentaries. Okay. Usually happy, fun places like come visit Saluda or this other town. And he's trying to, on her behalf, try to document what happened. I totally understand. But we ain't trying to freak nobody out. That's why it's like, I'll go talk to this guy and make sure he knows what's really up. Yeah. So I'm just trying to let him, get a feel of what happened.
I totally
I'm giving him the overview, and I'm just doing what the mayor asked me.
Well, I saw and talked to Jake, and he was telling me about all the people that's coming down.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. The local deputies cracked down on that yesterday. I don't know if they're out there stopping them, but I have not seen nearly the crap that I've seen in the last day or so.
I was just, like I said, I saw the camera, so I was trying to do the same thing.
It's all good. I understand. That's why I told him, I told John, I'll go over here and talk to him, let him know what we're up to. Yeah. So we're going up Fish Top, and then we're going to come back down this way. We're basically trying to get our version of events out instead of all the bullshit of all those tourists. But that's our goal. That's the Tangi nominated me for this. I used to work with her in the election commission before she became mayor, and she can't do the election commission while she's a politician.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm just trying to help.
I don't mind. I figured once I come and talk to you, it'd make it easier. This pile of concrete, this was seriously built building. The fella that built this passed on probably 10 years ago or more, and his wife had to sell it because, you know, memories, what have you. But if this place didn't survive, you see slab down there, it had like a basement, another piece, like nothing had a chance. That was like super well built.
So how many miles is this like through here that's destroyed like this? You know, they got a mileage count? Like,
I would say from a fish stop we're about to get to access to my place is 1 mile. I've clocked that before. Another one, fireman lives up here, Billy Murphy.
so basically anything on this side of the river is gone.
Yeah, there is all this was developed in here.
Houses.
There's like little houses and trailers and such.
Oh.
I'm not sure how much further we can get. I'm gonna do this gingerly. I'm trying not to back us into a pickle.
So this is the way you would.
I can back up pretty good if we get into a spot, though.
But you would have normally came in this way, the quickest way from downtown.
I would come down switchbacks up here, but those are no go right now. Plus, DOT needs people to be out of the way so they can blast it all out.
So this is going to dead end up here. You're not going to. Nobody's going to go no
see.
further.
I'm going to use cares, not get stuck or anything crazy. Just kind of pushing it for the little car, I think.
So, concrete pillars. What's this? A bridge or what was that?
Yeah, there was a house up on a raised house to let floodwaters go under it. Rather modern, got completely blown out. They lost all their earth basically, but you see some of the foundation. This house fared better, but they got mud in it. They see that RV right there, that come from upstream. You can tell they're from the coast because they're or from Columbia area because they're area code.
So they put their number on there. So
I guess, I don't know if they're hoping to recover something out of it or what have you, but they identified it's theirs. That used to be up here around the corner a little bit. It come down. It was on like an island. It probably isn't there anymore.
Wow. Fred, it's worse than I thought, man.
Yeah, this is, and there's like, so that's Jake way over there of Precision Grading. He's been doing a lot to help home folk around here. All this was, there was like, that RV was up here. There was some other houses up here. I'm probably going back.
So we're going upriver. So everything was coming down this way. So where does all this debris gone to from everything? All the homes and buildings, and where's it washed to now?
Some of it probably went into Lake Adger Summit's upstream. So all this area is kind of developed too. There's a really nice house here that some wonderful boaters owned. That place survived, which is kind of nice. One of my friends bought that a few years ago, and guy had a bit of a community garden going on over there too in the yard. In this area over here, that's like looks like river. There used to be a little channel that run through, and behind it was kind of an island. They had a nice house. There's an RV over there. There's probably 3 different families living in this area that's all been raised.
It's gone.
Like just gone. And this, you'll see the sign. It says fish top access. It really should be spelled fish stop, but with local, in the local dialect, that S was silent. We all knew it was there, but people misspelled it. If you look at historical documents, it's got 8 letters and not 7. We all knew how it was spelled, even if we didn't use that S.
So this is public access owned by the county?
This belongs to the state. This is part of the game lands.
Okay.
It's like tiny little parking lot when I was a kid. That might be Jake over here by the bulldozer, actually. Someone else must be operating track code for him.
Yeah.
Had me bring this guy down. He's working on a documentary. He's already been doing Appalachian things about little towns like Saluda for a few years. He's trying to get some love back, and what happens, though. I was trying to give him a little bit of intel about you, too. You want to talk, you got anything you would like to say or do, he's down. So just throwing that out there.
How's your place?
It's coming along. I mean, I have a huge thank you for all your efforts on behalf of me and others, and reaching out to Barbara Bradley. That helps.
Yes, sir. Glad I could help.
Try to make sure she knows, don't panic and sell your stuff. We're going to come up with some kind of solution.
Yeah. They brought the camper down, didn't they?
Yeah, they brought one down for me, and there's a lot of stuff to be done. The guys are like working on the tool stuff, shed, what have you.
Awesome.
Let's see how it turns out.
Well,
I'm optimistic. I have a plan, some of which I cannot talk about publicly.
So you've been down here for how many days working?
Last Thursday, not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. So however many that is, 10, 9, 10.
So how you determining what you're working on while you're here?
I've just gone and if I saw somebody out, I've asked them if they needed something.
Yeah. Trying.
Or if I saw a mess and somebody in the yard, I just went and asked.
Yeah.
And then the river keeper, Erica, and Tim and all them have cleaned all this up. So
river keeper, explain that. What do you mean by river keeper?
she's in charge of what happens at the green, basically.
Okay, so that was the job she had before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we walk over here and kind of see what they're doing over here?
Sorry, forgot that it was on. Just 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had 3 last week, but just 2 at the moment. And what we've done is we had a stream specialist come in, and they told us to take all this debris and logs and basically dead man it into the bank the way we have, and the way I have there I've already covered. But what we're trying to do is create eddies to where the sand will deposit back here, you know, over the years as it floods again and flash floods here and there. But basically it'll build this back instead of taking more away.
So where was I see water over there, and here, where did it originally come through at?
Originally it went right where it is in the middle there. And then it didn't go, that was all woods over there where the machine is. It came straight through this notch you see there that is now full of sand and debris. And then that's like a 10-acre island, and that was there before, but you know, it came together here instead of the way it's running now.
Yeah, channel on the far side behind that equipment was not there. That was just woods.
Yeah, it was
that whole channel.
Yeah, it was beautiful woods over there. I pulled it up a minute ago.
A whole nother.
Yes, sir. And it took all of the trees out, and then that's some of what you see down through there, I'm sure. But I mean, there's trees missing everywhere. Actually, all of that was, the river was over there if you went in a straight line past my Polaris, because there was a house here, and you know, they had 1.5 acres that's now nothing but a bridge. But
do you know how many houses are completely gone?
I think it's 35.
In this area? In this cove?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Will they be able to rebuild, or is that land going to be condemned, or what's happening with that?
Some of it I don't know the answer. They actually own a piece of property right here, and now the river's right in the middle of it. And you know, the river's is the state, so I'm not sure exactly what the state's going to do.
Now the river's spread out so wide it's took people's land.
Well, it used to be way over there, so it's actually moved a few hundred feet that direction.
So the state's going to try to compensate them and buy this land or pay them?
I haven't heard, but you know, you would hope.
Oh, okay. Do they have a funds for that, you think?
I don't know.
Quite a bit of money, seems like.
It's a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're trying to work some future grants to clean the river up, and I know Erica's working on that.
That's probably a couple of years of work, I imagine.
It's a lot of work. It's a mess.
So if the grants come in, you'll be able to start and get paid from that probably.
Yes,
so
sir.
Are you volunteering now? Are you getting paid anyway?
Today and yesterday doing the river projects we're supposed to get paid for.
Get paid.
So, but up until now it's been volunteer. We worked in Bat Cave and all too before this.
Oh, okay. So how many days you've been working total ever since
I worked 19 with no income, and then I started a fundraiser on my precision grading page and was able to raise some funds, and agreed to match whatever comes in. And I think right now we're about 15 grand, so that puts me at 30 worth of work for people that need it.
Okay.
Anybody, and I've had calls today, you know, I'm just, anybody that really needs the help, I'm trying to help. It doesn't matter if they're here or in another place, you know, as long as they're local to where I can get there. Saluda. Yes, sir.
And did you have any family or friends that lived in the Cove here?
No, sir. Just
came to help.
Considered it my backyard. So.
How long have you been in the excavating business?
20 years. I've owned precision grading. Yes.
Yeah.
I was in the military before that.
Military. Well, thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
So you had 2 donations of $5,000 each.
One for
One?
5,000 and another customer 2,500, and we're up to 15 and change,
Wow.
almost 16, I think.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this story is the people that's come in. You know,
Yes, sir.
that the support and the people that's really pitched in to really help you to pay. You know, just fuel alone has to be quite a bit each day.
It is. And also on that note, any donations that I've received, I did it. If you look on my precision grading page, I agreed to match it.
Okay.
So, you know, if we're at 15 grand, that means I owe the community 30 grand worth of work.
So they can find you on Facebook under Precision Grading.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Yes,
then they
sir.
can find Vimbo there if they want to
Yes,
help
sir.
you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to get that in
I'm
there
trying
for
to
you.
keep it all Venmo that way because I'm keeping it in a separate account, and that way I can keep track of it.
All right. Great.
So far, we have not spent a nickel of that because I've had enough income from my normal jobs to keep us running. But when we get low, I'm going to start spending that.
I mean, you're not doing normal jobs now, I don't guess. I mean, are you still doing
I still have a
few
couple
jobs?
guys working.
Yeah. Okay. So you got other people
back
working.
in Saluda, at
So you-
Camp Wayfair, and multiple of our regular locations.
Okay. All right. So you got a little bit of money coming in from
Yes,
that.
sir.
All right.
And
that's
that
good.
is funding this.
All right.
I guess why they kept telling me stories, because I needed to know so I'd react right when it happened.
Okay. So we're looking here at some property, and the reason that
Yeah.
that some of this property is being condemned is not they're not trying to take it for whatever.
same.
It's because they no longer have that property. The river has it.
Right.
So
If you look at this whole big section of woods is that over there. So the river has now moved from what you see in the red lines here to, hundreds of feet this way. And then this property here, for instance, the river is now right next to the concrete driveway. Like, the only thing they own now is that concrete driveway, because all these homes are gone. Every single one of them. You go down the river, all those homes, the water is now where all these highlighted lots are.
So that's the reason they're being condemned, because they can't have it because the river's there. The river took
You
it.
can't move the river,
Right.
hundreds of feet back.
Okay, that makes some sense. We got some sense from right here on the spot that
And I, personally have not seen them taking anything. I
they're
hope
just
they-
going to pay them for what the river took.
I hope they pay them for it, and give them some value, because they did lose everything, but the river's there now. So.
That's excellent info.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. That's good. Right here on the ground info. Right here where it's
Yes, sir.
happening.
Well, it's pretty clear. You can see the house foundation sticking up down there, and the river's on the opposite side of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you zoom in down there.
Yeah. We'll get it. We'll film it as we go back out here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why the property's changed.
Yeah. So what they're hearing about, the government's trying to take it for lithium. Fred, you was talking about talk about the mineral rights there. You
Yeah,
said.
the mineral rights belong. When you own the dirt, you don't own the minerals underneath it. It's just the way the world is in the United States and in a lot of other places. And the lithium, that's more like you're getting out of the mountains and getting toward the Piedmont. Silicone that's so valuable, the pure silicone is up at Spruce Pine. This area, that's all conspiracy theories. There's nothing here. They've already even tried doing their tests to see if they could frack here, and they found nothing. So a lot of that's just hyperbole, fear mongering for political gain, which is really beneath. It's more than despicable.
Maya Jarvis.
I'll
Just
think
to learn,
the main thing
When this
is,
first all started,
monetary
right after the storm,
donations, like
we
the
hit the
Jake's
ground
Fund
the
and
same
some
day
of
of the
the
storm, helping people if we
others,
could. And she was with me, and she stayed with me the entire time she was out of school, and we worked 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'd wake her up in the morning, and she'd tell me, Daddy, I don't want to get up. But as soon as she said that, before I could even say anything, she said, but I know people need us, so I'm going to get up and help.
Tell us about your other daughter. What she's been doing. Your 18-year-old.
She's 18. Her name's Kaylee, but she's been helping a lot and volunteering. She lives on her own in Greenville now. She has her own apartment, so very independent. But she's drove all the way up here and left our shop with us at 7 a.m. most days. So.
Tell us about
She's
the
been great.
helicopters coming in now.
Yes, she got to do some rescues in Back Cave area, and she rode in the helicopters, and she really enjoyed that. And one of the things with Maya, you know, she plans on living here. You know, of course she's 8, but she wants to stay around this area. She loves this area, but I would like her to be able to tell her grandkids, you know, my daddy helped fix this river after the great flood of 2024. Be kind of like 16 deal, but you know, I figure her being here with me, she'll have a lot of memories for the rest of her life. But
Absolutely.
and she'll know what happened and how much it took to get it fixed.
Like being here with your dad?
Yeah, I love it. I like to hang out
Yes,
with
sir.
Well, we'll let you get back to work. We
Yes, sir.
appreciate your time. You don't see this on the news, how far this goes.
No, you
They
don't.
stay in one place, and
No,
you see
you
one
don't.
place. You don't see.
And they don't talk about the losses
one-
either. But
One more aside, he and one of his pals were cutting trees out of the way to help DOT get to the first bridge that we come in from on the day
Yeah.
after the storm.
Yeah,
He
we were
actually gave
in
me
the
a
side by
lift on my
side.
hike back in.
yes,
So he's been out here from like the very beginning.
it was a priority to me. But I went to check on a customer, and they live in the back cave area. And when I got down there, I don't want to say stuck, but you know, there was so many people in need. I couldn't walk away. But as soon as I could get back to the Cove, I came.
Did they lose, a number on houses they lost in back cave?
At least as many, because it was more populated. It didn't have as many trees, like the debris worse here, but the water went through there, you know, just as bad. But
So is back cave in Polk County too, or is it a different county?
I think it's either Henderson or Buncombe.
So that's one thing I've not heard on the news is a count on how many houses were completely razed now.
No, I don't know it. I heard rumor it was like 1,600 in
1,600 houses are going to be
in Western North Carolina area.
No.
Yes,
displaced. All right.
and I heard that was a low estimate. But I mean, you think if there's 35 in this one little cove, and there's a lot of places that were way more populated than this and didn't have as much forest, you know. The water hit them just as hard. There weren't trees, but there were houses.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and
Yes, sir.
God bless you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Some guy named Pete just called me, said they found 2 bodies up there by Wilderness.
A guy and a 7-year-old.
Said across the
That's sad. Ain't no telling where it come from. It could come from Big Hungry. The cadaver dogs hit twice down there already.
Okay.
We knew there's possibility.
Because they were saying,
I'm John, by the way. I don't think I mentioned this. Is my wife, Tavia.
I'm
Y'all
the
been
other one that's been
all
annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if it's anybody down here in the Cove. It could be from Big Hungry. It could be from creeks above Lake Summit. It's hard to say, but it's
Oh,
tragic. I know everybody's counting for in Lower Cove because I checked that the day following.
well, we know his parents would have been in that RV when that happened, so we're just glad
Yeah.
they weren't up here.
Yeah, thank God it was in the middle of the week. It was after peak season, or it would have been a
Yeah.
lot worse.
But we're going to keep bringing
Your house
more
looking
fuel.
good.
And I know.
It's making progress.
Man, that's exciting.
I'm not giving up.
I talked to Pumpkin Pat. He said, my gosh, look at there.
Yeah, I tried to give him a hint while I was up there. Like the mayor put me to work. I can't tell Tangy no.
What's your name?
It's John Mosley.
Look,
Your
that's
wife?
always
Is it your wife?
awesome.
Yep, Tavia.
And how long have y'all lived here and had property
Right
here?
there.
Since Hugo.
Since Hugo.
Yep, when Hugo hit, my parents came up here and built a cabin up here. And sold the cabin to Scott. Put in some RVs. We're going to build a couple more cabins. And
Yeah, he lost
this is what happened.
Jake's telling us that maybe this was some of the property, like what part of this it?
Yeah, it comes, it's probably right here was where the old bridge was.
A bridge. Where did the
Yep.
bridge go to? What do you mean?
It went right across a little creek over here to the first cabin. And then we used the same bridge to go over to another couple lots that we were going to build a couple cabins on. And that's it. It's gone. It's gone. But that's okay. You know, that's life. Nobody got hurt.
So were y'all here when this happened?
No, we were not here. No, luckily we were not. Usually my parents would come up here on the weekends and they'd stay Wednesday to Saturday, Thursday to Saturday.
So how much of the river's taking your land now?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, you can't get past the bridge. There's a bridge right there and there's a bridge to nowhere now. So there used to be a creek underneath it. And that creek is now expanded and become the river.
Okay.
The river was a couple lots over. If you you could show it over there.
So, you know, we're hearing things on the internet about the government or FEMA trying to take people's property. It's not that they're trying to take it, it's the river take it.
Oh, the river took it, yeah.
So
yeah.
It's, you don't feel that the government's trying to take your property?
No, not at all. But I mean, all the community's done a good job to get together and cleaning all this stuff up, and Jake and all these people, everybody, John, Grace, so wonderful.
So what are you going to do here with this now? I mean, are you going to do anything? Because it's not your property no more, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do.
Yeah,
so,
just here, just watching.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. You know, we'll clean up, obviously keep helping people. We're just bringing diesel fuel up so they can keep working. And anything we can do to clean up the river itself, you know, that's what we're trying to do.
So, no flood insurance, I'm sure, right? No insurance, everything's just total loss.
Just gone.
So you're hoping the government does pay you somehow, FEMA or something maybe?
Yeah, I
don't know how that's going to work. Not heard anything yet.
I don't think that's going to work out. But
it's just going to lose it to the river.
Yeah. Well, Scott Diller lost the cabin. We lost the RVs, gazebos and stuff. And then our friend Dr. Derek, he was the next one with you can see the pylon still sticking up right there.
Yes, I saw those, yes.
He's gone. And then if you look, all the houses on the left side, every single one of them are gone.
Yes.
Now, a lot of their land, I think's there. Where hopefully they can build back if they'll let us. We're not sure what we're going to do up here, though. You know.
So
that's part of life. I mean, we enjoyed it while it was here.
Well, you seem to be in a good mood. I mean,
yeah, we're just helping everybody out. You know, everybody that we know is safe. We live in Columbia, South Carolina, and
how long have you been back here now?
Just today. We've been coming over the weekend. So
over the weekend. So you've been coming right after the storm to see what happened. What was your first impression when you saw what happened? How long did it take you to get down here? I mean, it wasn't available to get in here right away, was it?
No, we waited a couple weeks.
Weeks.
It's like a bomb went off. I mean, it's devastating. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. We've been through floods. I mean, we've been through quite a few of them. It's eye-opening what Mother Nature can do. You know, it's wild. But it was fun. We enjoyed it. We'll just see what we can do. We'll rebuild where we can. You know, do everything they'll let us do. Hopefully, maybe move the river over or the streams or whatever they'll allow us to do. The government will. I'm thinking they will because it's completely gone. I mean, it's completely changed.
So have you been seeing a lot of volunteers come to help?
Tons. Every time we come up here, there's 20 plus, and some of them are just coming up handing out. I mean, we had last weekend, it was Chattanooga, Nantahala, somewhere else in Tennessee. They're just coming to help, bringing water, bringing food, bringing everything, and their backs.
Yeah. Like helping cut trees and stuff like that.
Oh, all up and down. Everybody that you meet first says, sorry for your loss, and the second thing they'll ask you is, what can they do to help? That's pretty neat. Neat community.
Yeah. Well, that's the good part of the story. I mean, tragedy out of the tragedy, making a lot of good friends, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting a lot of people you probably wouldn't have met.
No, you're right. We stayed up here. They stayed down there. We all used the river. We enjoyed it, kept it clean, and just had fun. Like I said, my parents got up here after Hugo hit down in Garden City. Dad wanted to get away from hurricanes. Dad went for the lane, didn't chase us up here.
That's hard to believe, 800 miles off the coast of Florida?
I know. We've got friends down there in Florida that, left Clearwater, and they didn't have nearly the devastation we did. But,
These people, these mountains and these hollers and the rivers, all that water runs down into one place, So
it's wild.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Bless you.
Yep. We appreciate it.
That one's gone.
That's a trailer that's pretty trashed over there, I think. I think that's what that used to be. Yeah. And there's a few more houses in here that moved. Like there is another house. I can see there's a boulder back there. Surprised when you get a landslide. That's how the boulders got here. So there used to be that brown house, I think, was right here. It's hard to say. There's another house. That house is not where it originally was. What's back there behind all that debris, you can't hardly see it. That is not the original orientation. That trailer got moved, and they piled up on Larry Sane's place.
So
it's like that house moved quite a long distance, and it smashed up against Larry's place.
So this floated downstream.
Something else that was mashed up against his house. He might have moved already. I'm not absolutely certain. Yeah, that brown little building moved quite a ways.
So I can imagine. I see all this debris here. when the storm was over, it was in the road. Imagine.
Yeah, most stuff's in the road. A lot of stuff's piled. They spread this out.
Pushed it to side to side. Yeah.
And there's like a piece of a house, couple pieces of a house in the middle of the way too.
This house looks like it's probably going to make it.
Yeah, that one didn't move. That one's been up there a while, but it's kind of newish. That house up there is brand new, but the people that property's been there for a long time, just really simple.
So it's nice to be close to the river until it floods.
Yeah, and then this area was just like people had little decks built up where they could look down on the river and enjoy the view, like little screen porches. And a lot of this debris is houses that come from upstream, lost streams, so to speak. Like you see here, that's Pat and Tammy's little spot. That's definitely over-engineered. That's why it's still there. There are several things like that upstream that are now gone. It's like little places where people like
Did they
enjoy a
these
beer and
people from
watch.
across the street? That was their deck, maybe on this side.
Yeah,
too?
that is their deck. That's
Okay.
Pat and Tammy's deck.
Okay.
And I spent many afternoon hanging out with them right there, and they got like a little walkway that goes down and a landing down by the river so they could get in and play or what have you. Wonderful people. And
So-
Norm used to live here. Now his nephew Shane lives here.
I see a lot
There's
of people.
Shane.
See a lot of people.
He's retired Army. And you see a septic tank over there and sandbar. Or
Yeah.
it's probably the
I see
bottom
it.
of somebody's trailer that moved. It probably had skirting so you couldn't see those wheels. Yeah. It definitely, riverbed is really, really, really changed here. And somebody's dumpster. The green thing over there, I
Yeah.
believe, is dumpster. That's probably Woody's. Or rather, I don't see his dumpster where it used to be, so I think it floated down here. Yeah, near the bottom of his driveway where it's
That's not-
accessible to the truck to empty it.
That's not going to be easy to recover that out of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be easy to find. And the river bottom's shallow, but it's real deep. I mean, or it's down ways, but the river is shallow and sandy.
So I didn't realize there's as many people lived in the Cove. I thought it was like 10 houses
Yeah.
originally.
Well, there's like maybe, when I was a kid in the 70s, there maybe 6 houses that were habitable. There's some ruins here and a story that went along with it, but that's, so far, I don't remember all of that anymore so well. But yeah, a lot of these houses, some houses, people were in here year round, and a lot of these houses were summer houses for folks from Charleston or Atlanta and elsewhere.
So do they have power back now here to these houses?
Yeah, power should be back up to this point. You see a lot of power cables survive in this higher area. The river didn't really come up quite this high, but it devastated what's down there. You see, we're rising quite a bit over the river, but there was a house down over in this vicinity.
So how many weeks after, was it 2 weeks after the storm before anybody got power back down here? Or from me watching your videos?
The power's been back on less than a week, I believe, at this point. It took a while. First, they had to get the road developed enough to be able to drive the linemen's trucks up here to do the recovery. So that happened once the linemen got access, they had an army of trucks, and they really went full bore at it pretty fast. It only took them 2 or 3 days to get the power restored once they got access via the road. Thanks to our local North Carolina DOT shed. They did a huge amount of work to make it possible to get the power, the linemen in here.
Did you see people from other states or places coming in, power companies coming to help?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of different ones. We had Santee Utilities was up here working on improving lines before the storm, but after the storm, a different group came here with even more trucks. There's probably some video of that somewhere. I'm not sure where. I haven't published any of mine anyway.
He's putting up a flag or a picture of a flag on this tree. So,
yeah, all this debris here, a lot of this came from further upstream. Some of this might be organic to this spot, but a lot of this just got wiped out. This kind of a camp area. It was mostly wild, and guys who were into fishing and hunting deer would kind of come here and camp.
so yeah, people, their stuff here is probably down river, and this stuff come from up, or
Yeah,
well, it's going this way. It was
yeah,
going
a
down.
lot of this stuff was coming from upstream.
Upstream.
You see the mixture of different colored roofing material. It's kind of a hint. I think most of this was just old time tin shit, roofing tin, not fancy corrugated stuff. You see all sorts of different roofing material. You can tell it come from a lot of different places and trailers. Old CRT TV.
So are they putting these piles like this, so they maybe can come by and pick them up in trucks at some point?
The state's going to collect this. DOT's supposed to come collect everything within 12.5 feet of the road, is my understanding. So they are going to try to remove as much of that. So some of my friends, John Grace and others, and everybody working with River True or Mountain True is trying to get as much of the garbage, the non-natural stuff, up to the road, and they're trying to pile all the tree debris together and burn it in place. But they're trying to get all the garbage out of the river basin as much as possible.
So there's quite the crew here for some reason. Wonder what's going on here.
Oh, there's a lot of work to get done. So we got a lot of volunteers down here. The kayaking community has come out hugely to help and augment it. In the beginning, it was mostly the home folk that live here trying to link from this bridge to the lower bridge because the roads were really decimated in the beginning.
So we were talking on the way down here. You've lived here about 10 years?
I've been here full time the last 10 years. My history at this location goes back at least 50 years. And my family's history goes further in these hills. The Jones Price graveyard has kinfolk of mine buried 200 years ago or better. So I got roots here like most of the other home folks.
So your property, was it part of your family's property at one point, or did you purchase that separately?
Yeah, it was, my family owned it, and I was like the most recent caretaker.
Okay.
The whole goal was the elders decided I would never sell it, so I would hold it and pass it to the next generation, which I still intend to honor.
And what's this what's this area marked out here for?
John is trying to save what little bit of grass he has left. He lost all his trees he really cared about a lot, and he's trying to save some green
keep people
in
off
here.
of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he's trying to keep them off of it. Like, I know how he feels. I really am attached to my poplar trees right here and one other big tree in this vicinity. I'm gonna misbehave and park here, but it's my yard, so I figure I can get away. In fact, I am in my yard and off the hardtop right here. There's enough room between that mailbox and the road. So this is my humble abode, or what's left of it. My home is in that pile, is mixed in with that pile of wood there. Or my former home.
Where did it push to? I saw your videos, but where was it at?
Yeah,
where did it move to?
So that's the corner of my foundation. That's about the only piece I can see left. That's corner house was here. I'm standing where my screen porch was. My house is crumpled up on trees on the other side of that truck after it was over. It moved, I would say, at least 60 feet. There's a poorly shot video of that by the homeowner, me. It was kind of difficult to film that.
So people can go to your Facebook and YouTube, Fast Fred.
Yeah, if you go to my YouTube, Fast Fred Ruddick, or Google Fast Fred, you'll find me. yeah, you can see like from my house getting crumpled up to some pretty much daily updates about what happened. Here's some wonderful people building a storage shed for what I did manage to salvage. And they've been working on this since yesterday. What amazing progress they've been making. Hey, here's Chuck. They brought everything in.
Now, where's all your volunteers from?
We're from Northern Virginia and Maryland.
Maryland.
He's Maryland. We're Northern Virginia.
So you just took off work to come down and help?
Sir.
You on it, Tim?
Yeah, I donated the camper.
Oh, yes. There's a camper over on the other side. We may or may not have gotten that video of that. You can't see it from the right here.
So I noticed you were collecting some of your stuff out of the house. Where did it go to? Where are you putting it at?
It's in a trailer at the moment. There's some more stuff under the tarp. Fire extinguisher apparently survived. That's amazing.
What was
There's fire extinguisher over there. My wellhead is over there in that area marked off, and there's a little bit of debris from the house that some of my kinfolk helped pull out.
And the flags you put out of your house, I think?
Yeah, the flags were in the front of my house. They're like my curtains almost. So the house was kind of pinned up on these trees, and then there's a big pile of debris holding it in place. The only reason it didn't float out. The current was actually going this way out toward the road, and things would go out to the field and then back down into the river. That's where my cargo containers, like my tool sheds, come out here, floated down, went down the road a ways, dropped back into the river and kept going. So there's the there's donated trailer there.
So it seems like you've got some good support here. Is that from, you think, for being able to be on social media and do your videos and like you've been doing?
It probably didn't hurt, and I have a huge amount of friends in the boating community, kayakers, people run the Green River Narrows, my buddies. I've gotten a lot of outpouring of help from the motorcycle community, and quite a few veterans apparently identified with me, and they come out and really did me some serious solids and helped me get through this, and they also helped me support the community and keep the depot we had across the street going. So that was like my major focus first couple of weeks.
Depot, tell me what you mean by depot.
Like, we were getting all the materials both from private donors, FEMA via primarily the 82nd Airborne. They come here in Chinooks and dropped a lot of gear. This was the LZ, and my job was to try to keep all this chaos as organized as I could. And at the same time, I was kind of like security on this end of the lower Cove, trying to keep an eye on things, keep us kind of safe and more comfortable.
So let's back up to the night of the flood. Let's tell them 3 o'clock in the morning you woke up.
Yeah, about 2:30, 3 o'clock. It probably got up 2:30. I checked online, still had power, still had internet at the moment, and I looked up and there was probably 4.5 feet of water coming over the dam according to the gauge. So I knew it was time to go because I knew that much water. That was historically high. I don't think it had ever been that high. I knew it was time to get out. Before that water got here, I grabbed my bag, but I was checking to see where it's going. I grabbed a few items and beat it out, went to higher ground way over there. And
was it raining? Was it pouring down rain on you at that time? Or?
It been raining. We got like 30 inches, and I think in a portion of a day, not even a full day, that's a huge amount of water. You know, you're talking about 2.5 feet of water coming down here locally, and of course, upstream.
So water's coming down the river, it's pouring down rain, and you're trying to save what you can out of your house.
Yeah, I grabbed a few more items. Fortunately, being a river guide, I was planning on going to a Cove during secret season, 9 days of releasing and rowing to Cove, so I had enough gear for that already in my car. I had no cold weather gear at all stashed. It was just warm stuff I fortunately had for my job in my car. And making a long story a little shorter, I ended up over there. I took a quick power nap. I woke up, thought I saw river otters heading for higher ground, and realized that water was skimming over the road already, and I knew I needed to go to higher ground. And I moved my car up behind that house, and I joined John Grace up on the porch, and he and I watched all my belongings wash away. Which was kind of epic, sad, and historic. The only thing I relate to is stories my elders told me about the big flood in 1916. Now I saw it with my own eyes, and the huge sand drifts that buried all the bottomlands, like they told me then, happened again. I don't even have words to describe it, but there's 15 to 20 feet of water where we're standing. The river, this was literally raging river, looked like the new river in West Virginia, not the little green river in North Carolina. I'd say 70,000 cubic feet per second versus a normal 250 cubic feet per second.
So you sit up here on the porch and watch your house come off its foundation?
Yeah, I watched my house twist, and I looked at the foundation broke, and then the house moved. So
what time
the house tried to hang in there. That was probably as dawn was breaking. It was enough light I could see it. Like, if you see the video, it looks kind of dark. It's kind of sun was, you couldn't see the sunrise yet, but the sky was starting to light up. But from after the house moved, the water kept coming up, and about 8 o'clock in the morning, the water really surged from there till 10 o'clock. Quite possibly that's because the big Hungry Dam breached at that point, and a lot more water come down and surged, and the water like doubled going up the field. It got really close to the porch up there even.
So how long was you stranded here with this water coming through? Was you there a few days, or what happened?
I stayed here for 3 weeks, but the day after, for 24 hours after it, we didn't even get flyover, helicopter, airplane, nothing. So on Saturday after the storm, a little over 24 hours after the water receded, I hiked out to make sure that, tried to make contact, make sure people know me and my kinfolk made it through, and the home folk were still here, let them know why it happened or how bad it was.
And you hiked out. We come down that road. That's quite a few miles. How many miles?
Yeah,
uphill?
I'm not sure exactly how far it was, but there's mud I had to wade through, and there's a quarter mile of really stinky muck was the last part to make actual contact.
Trees probably across the road.
Yeah, I was climbing through debris. It was a unholy mess. Like going up the road, it got dry, and it went up. It goes up and down where water covered the road and where it didn't.
So you're the first one out of the cove then?
I believe so. I was the first one that got word out and let everybody know that we made it in this part of the cove.
So I saw in one of your videos helicopters coming in and taking people out. Where did the helicopters land at? Right here?
The helicopters landed right over there, about where that power pole is now. Power pole's been added. So that's where the Chinooks landed, and the other military helicopter to get out our most infirm elderly people or younger folks and get them out of harm's way.
And how many days was it before somebody actually was able to get a vehicle in here?
Beyond UTVs, within a week, I would say we could get a UTV, ATV in and out. As far as getting actual real vehicles, took about 3 weeks to drive a car like mine out of here.
Yes.
So I just got out here. October 16th was the first day I could get my vehicle out of here. But vehicles, a little more ground clearance, got out a few days before that, but not much.
So they brought in rations. How soon did that come in?
The rations come in pretty quick in a few days. We got whatever we could salvage out, a few freezers that survived. My freezers and everything, they're gone down river somewhere. That's lost. But Barbara and Bradley Dietrich, they had some. They had 4 feet of water and mud go through their home, and it moved the refrigerator and freezer floated and moved around. But we were able to salvage food out of that, and that's what we ate the first day. We were cooking food that come out of there. It was still cold and clean. It was still sealed.
Cooking on gas grills?
That guy got us. We had propane grill we were cooking on. And then eventually we got some MREs. By the way, for old people, those aren't healthy to eat. If you're young, you can deal with it better. But if you're old, you're going to have problems. Speaking personal experience, I suffered from diverticulitis for 2 solid weeks. That's in great deal of pain while I was shooting my videos. But I was trying to stay positive and focused.
Well, you were. I know that's one of the things I noticed about your videos. You were, you know, you was like, I lost everything, but I'm still here. You know, you had a good attitude. That's one of the things I really admired about you.
Morale is huge. It's real important. You got to keep the people going. You got to be positive. Being sad is not going to help in recovery. We were hell bent to build a road out if DOT was too busy to build the road in. We got friends and loved ones in North Carolina DOT, and sure enough, the day I hiked out, they were arriving with a track hoe, and they were trying to work their way into us, and we were hell bent to meet them. And thanks to all those brave soldiers, 82nd Airborne and others, they dropped us off diesel to keep the tractors going that we had inside trying to work our ways back out. So we got a lot of help. Might not have been for the usual channels, but we're grateful. My Fire Stick remote. Well, I guess I need to get another one if I want one while I travel, but I don't watch much TV. It'll be okay. Hey, you guys need anything from me or what have you? I need to give this guy a ride back up to Saluda.
I think we're good right now. I don't know how long you're going to be gone, but we'll probably be gone by the time you're done. So.
Okay, well, I really super appreciate you guys. I have no words for this. Don't you guys want to get here?
Man,
I want to put you on the spot, but I want to give you some credit, you know.
We appreciate it.
So did you all come together, or are you different people here?
Yeah, so we all came together. We're from Northern Virginia. We got hooked up with the Saluda Pantry, the treasurer there, and actually Zach, who's not here, unfortunately, to talk to.
He's delivering a generator to a needy family
up the road. But we're neighbors. Zach and I are neighbors, and then Zach brought some friends. I brought some friends, and we just made it happen. We've heard that Fred needed some stuff, so we got a bunch of donations from friends and stuff, and came down and did our thing. It's going on a little longer than we thought it was going to, but you know, with not having access to everything that you would normally have, it's caused a few challenges, but we're getting it done.
So what type of work do you do normally?
So I work for an air conditioning manufacturer normally, and so does Charles, the guy that's really kind of running the crew. Daryl, the other guy that's done a lot of the skilled work, is an IT guy, I believe. And then Ken's kind of done a lot of things. Yeah, he's done a lot of different stuff. And then, and then there's a lot of young guys that just kind of do whatever, I guess. So I think Jacob, whatever, as like
Construction.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're with same company. Right. On the mark.
That's who my son works for. My son kind of put it together, wanted to run with it, and he joined up. He hit up a lot of volunteers from the neighborhood and the Northern Virginia area, and trailers to you name it. We got it down here, and
they brought a bunch more than just what you've seen too for the Saluda Pantry.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got in here without Fred and the mayor and and everything. But so, how long have you been here now?
We've been here since late
Friday night. We never stop. We keep driving on.
We've been here since late Friday night, but really our Saluda connection is with Shannon.
This is in fact a job site.
I don't know if you talked to Shannon, but she loves talking to people.
Oh, okay. Now, are you from Saluda?
I am from Saluda. We work heavily with the Saluda Pantry, the Saluda Pop-Up Pantry. And this great group was looking to come to our area, and we asked them to consider Saluda for their outreach. And so they brought some much needed supplies to the Saluda Pantry. And they offered up their amazing talents as well. So we found the need, and they showed up with all the building supplies, threw the building plans together with the blueprints in less than a week. And they've been an awesome group, and they've contributed to the Saluda Pantry and just all around. We've seen an outpouring of support from so many people around the southeast and as well as north who have had ties to the Saluda area, whether they have someone living there currently or had ancestors. So we're very grateful for the support, and the Saluda Pantry has always been dedicated to serving the community, and now with the need just increasing, we're just seeing everyone pull together.
Yes. So how long have they been here working now? A week or so?
They actually arrived Friday evening, started this Saturday morning, and it's been 2 very long days for this great team. But they came with blueprints ready to work.
Back up an RV like in here. Yeah, so basically,
that's right.
Race fans brought us together.
Race fans.
Yeah, I mean, so my son, car racing. My son races and builds Miata race cars. Dave builds race cars and races as well. He got my son into it. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Then, of course, James is a racer as well. And that's how we know Shannon and her husband, James. Daryl's a racer. So all walks of life, but the racers, we brought it together. And, I'm not a racer. I just pit for myself. I won't fit in the car.
Well, we'll let y'all get back to work and appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for what you're doing.
It's a 29-foot camper. My sister had it built, so you'll see on the inside it's got more storage than any camper I've ever seen in my life. And my dad gave her a camper, and she gave him this one in exchange, and he gave it to me. And my wife and I have determined that our style of camping is tossing our keys to a valet and going to a fancy restaurant. So that's what we do in camping. And when I heard about this area down here being hit, and we started talking with Shannon and found out the area was called Saluda, my dad, his happy place was Saluda, Virginia. And he passed away 3 years ago. So,
how far did you bring this camper?
600 miles.
Wow.
I live 65 miles due west of Washington, D.C. I work at the Pentagon, so I'm in the belly of the beast. So I just want to show you a couple things. My wife busted her tail cleaning it up. It's got you can sleep 8 people in it comfortably.
Wow.
It's a little bit crowded right now because this is a slide out. So when I get it over there and get it leveled up, this whole area slides out 4 feet.
I can feel that.
This whole thing slides out 4 feet. So the camper gets quite a bit bigger.
Wow.
It's got a full bed up here. My wife loaded it up with all brand new sheets. Woo! Cabinets are full of blankets. So if there's things that you don't need, give it to other people. Like there's stuff in there. Brand new pillows, brand new linens.
Fancy.
This couch folds out into a bed. The table folds out into a bed. I need to put that drawer back in. We loaded it with all your utensils.
Oh, yeah.
Dish towels. There's dishes, pots and pans, everything you could need. So on a
Cooking with gas, just like the old days.
Cooking with gas. The the heat is propane, and it's heat that's ducted through the ceiling, or ducted through the floor, like it should be.
Oh yeah,
air conditioned's ducted in the ceiling. The camper is double insulated because my sister vacationed and camped in the winter, so it's built for winter camping. Your water pump, the heat, the microwave, all your lights and everything will work on a standard 20 amp, 110 volt outlet.
Wow.
The only thing that you need 220 volts for is the air conditioner. So hopefully they'll have power before you need air conditioning. The refrigerator and freezer will work on propane or 110 volt.
Whoa, nice. That'll be good in power outages.
It's got a stand-up shower, right? It's a little bit bigger than a lot of the camper showers. Sink, bathroom. Like I said, it's got tons of storage. It's loaded up with towels and toiletries and
that's more storage than my bathroom had in the house.
Everything else you can think of. And when this slides out, there's another cabinet. There's another cabinet right here.
Oh yeah, I see it.
That is full of blankets, and there's sheets and everything you need to fully outfit both of these beds.
Very nice.
So y'all's plans to try to get it cleared off there, to get it in there. What you going to do next?
It'll be backed in, leveled up, and the slide out before I leave.
When do you plan on leaving? How many days are you going to be here?
Tomorrow I'm leaving.
Leaving tomorrow.
So hopefully I'm going to get that done tonight.
Okay.
I can do it in the dark. I've done it a few times.
I really, really appreciate this. I don't even have words to express my gratitude.
Hey, my wife and I had a kid at 19, been against the odds our whole lives, and we're blessed. We worked our butts off. So we're at the point now where we don't need anything else. So we're just helping other people. And when I saw what was happening down here, it was just heartbreaking.
So tell us your name again, because
I'm Daryl Harris from Linden, Virginia.
Linden, Virginia. So when you saw this on the news, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Well, just heartbreaking, just absolutely heartbreaking. And then when, like I said, I work for the government, and when I saw the government's response, it was just, but we live in the greatest country with the greatest people on the face of the earth. And I just knew I needed to get involved, and I knew this thing was sitting there and it wasn't going to get used. And, I'd much rather it be in the hands of somebody that can use it, that needs it. So
how did you tell us again how you picked Saluda? How did you know to come here?
I'm friends with David. I've helped him build a couple race cars. And
he's a local here?
No, he's from Northern Virginia also.
Okay.
And Zach, another kid that's with us, somehow he got in touch with the Saluda Pantry.
Okay.
And as soon as I heard Saluda, I had to get involved. So.
All right. Well, that's amazing. What do you think, Fred?
I think this is going to be the linchpin for my new campground I share with all my fellow kayakers and my huge family of motorcyclists and others. Try to give a little more love and keep Katie's dream alive, my grandma. So I know she'd want me to help share this place with my friends too, and that's been my goal for decades here already.
Can I come hang out with you sometime?
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to come camp. Like I have somewhere for you to back your RV once the roads are restored so you can safely drive in here.
Makes me want to cry, guys. I tell you, this is amazing. This is what I want to document: people helping people coming in, and what America's really about.
It's what it is. If you can't help other people, what can you do?
Yeah, that's what makes this country great. Is the people, not the politicians. It's our country. It don't matter who wins or loses the elections. It's our country. We can do it together, especially folks like this, Daryl. That's what makes this country great.
This is water to hook up to a hose. Your storage tank, if you want to fill up the storage tank, is this door. The tank is under the bed in front. So this fills up the water storage tank.
Oh, very good.
Okay, you've got your black and gray water, and it's got separate black and gray water dumps. If you want to empty out your freshwater tank, it's this valve right here.
Oh, that's easy.
You turn it back, and it'll dump out.
Yeah.
I want to say it's in this cabinet. I got to get the keys. There's a 12-volt transfer pump. So if you want to winterize it, you hook it up to that hose line back there, stick the hose down in a bucket of RV antifreeze, and it takes about 3/4 of a gallon to winterize the entire camper.
Oh, that might be important.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the drain right there. That's where you fill it. That's how you drain. Oh, tell me again and show me where I pump the antifreeze in. This my idiot notes I'm trying to remember later.
When you want to winterize it, there's a 12-volt pump that you hook up. Your hose hooks right here, right? This is just a little plug in there. So if you're hooking up to a well, if you've got pressurized water, this is where you hook your pressurized water.
Right.
And if you need to winterize it, then you hook up your pump here and it'll pressurize. And then you just run all the
I can probably like put a ladder and do hillbilly gravity fed and probably get 3/4 gallon in there. I'm probably good.
Yeah.
We're improvising, if you know, great living in grubby times.
There's between all these
right there, Fred.
Between all these doors here, you've probably got 70 feet of 220 electrical line. So you can run as far as, you can run a decent distance.
Well, that'll be
and
easy.
Also we've got the 110 adapter. So it'll plug down.
One thing I didn't ask you, Fred, how was you getting water over here? What's your water supply?
I got a well, which I'm pretty sure is safe. In the spring, I will disassemble the well and see if I can pull the submersible pump out. The submersible pump comes up. I know it's not full of sand and mud. If it doesn't, I might have to get my trusty fire department to come help me flush the well with some water. Yeah.
But yeah, my plan is to get it set, leveled. It's got screw jacks on all four corners. Get it leveled up for you tonight. Get the slide out on it. It's got a 12-volt battery that we need to replace. Once I replace that 12-volt battery, about 2/3 of the lights inside will work on the 12-volt battery, and the furnace will work on the 12-volt battery. So
wow.
You can camp in it, and your water pump will work on 12 volts. So
nice.
So you can camp in it on the 12-volt battery and propane.
Sweet.
So this is your house.
This is what's left of my home mixed with other debris that ended up in the lot. That's one of the windows that's mangled there.
Light fixture. Have no idea what this is.
I'm not even sure
Looks
what
like
that.
TV maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a TV set.
Yeah.
Now you mention it.
TV, yeah.
And my dad probably donated that. I didn't buy them.
So this was your grandparents. Did your grandparent live here? Or just
my all the home folks say this Katie's house. Some folks say it belongs to Fast Fred. All the home folks, that's Katie's. Of course, Katie's grand youngin lives in it. I was the grand youngin they figured would never sell it, and I'm not. I'm gonna hold on to this dirt and find a kid in the next generation or two that won't ever sell it, and it'll be theirs one day.
So how far back do you remember coming here to see your grandmother?
I got 50 years on this place at least.
50 years. So you
half a century. I'm about to turn 60.
So coming here to this river, is that what you got you to become a river guide?
Yeah, my grandma planted a love of white water into me, and water, or she said I was a water baby just like her. Yeah, that's why the elders decided I should have it since I was palling Green River Narrows. They knew I wouldn't sell it.
It looks like you've got some good support from some people that didn't even know you.
Yeah,
never met you.
It's amazing. I don't know how or why it happened, but I really appreciate the love.
We can see the fires over here. You said it kind of looked apocalyptic when you talked to me on the phone. So they're burning the wood pile. So this is property that belongs to the guy across the street.
Yeah, this belongs to John Grace. He bought the property from Lindsay. Most of the Cove folk, we call that Uncle Wilkie's because Wilkie built it. And Wilkie was like the uncle to all the kids here. He taught everybody the wonderful ways of campcraft, hunting, and fishing. I have many wonderful memories of Wilkie, and especially his youngins, Richard and Barry.
So this, is this yours too?
Now this belongs to H2O Dreams. They are leasing from my friend John Grace, and he put them right next door to me, I guess, for security. But that's not how it was like you had to do everything backwards.
Somebody had loaned you a vehicle to...
I got left in, when John Grace took off to go take care of his issues in Asheville, he left, quote, in charge in his absence, or whatever. I was the grumpy hillbilly guarding his spread. Okay, I put the grumpy in. They didn't call me grumpy. I'm just being silly.
Now, did this mobile
Yeah.
home move, or is it?
This mobile home got flooded with 4 feet of water. That belongs to my wonderful friend. I call him Cuz, or little brother, Dietrich Bradley, and his mama, Barbara. I'm really concerned about them. They really need a trailer to stay home in the Cove. I know it's killing them to be outside the Cove, and I don't want Barbara to feel like she has to sell the family property that's been in the family for probably a couple centuries. I'd hate to see that land change hands. I hope she doesn't feel forced to sell, and maybe we can find a miracle or a Hail Mary for her so she can keep her place. Maybe a little trailer, single wide, has 2 bedrooms and things you need to live so they can stay here.
So we see this trailer over here. It looks like it's moved maybe.
That trailer's definitely destroyed. That was Dietrich's earlier in life, and that one, I'm pretty sure Jake's going to help remove that, but and all their vehicles, everything they got's totally lost.
Whose vehicle was this one here?
This one here belonged to H2O Dreams. It probably moved 100, 150 yards. We watched that happen during the night, during the storm. Those were parked up on what we thought was high enough ground. Clearly it wasn't. They had another Suburban. They had a kayak trailer attached to it. It went somewhere downstream. I'm not even sure where that one ended up.
That looks like somebody's power pole there.
Yeah, all these power poles things. I think that drifted down here. I don't think someone placed it there. There's all sorts. Most of the power poles are missing in the general vicinity. These power poles you see have all been reset, basically, at least for the most part. And the one place you're going to see on your right coming up here in a moment belonged to Mose Bradley. He was my grandpa's best friend. And that's most of the folk that are down here are his descendants, Mose. So that was his place. Gary's really done it up well. That little barn, they used to have a mule that lived there. He was like part of the family. I remember burying the mule when I was a teenager, when he passed away at old age himself. You see a lot of sand down on that bottom land too.
So this community is called Green River Cove, or?
Yeah, this Green River Cove.
And it has a Saluda address. Your mail comes out.
Yeah, it's got Saluda zip code. Saluda mail, the post office delivers to us. They're holding our mail for now for obvious reasons. They can't drive down the switchbacks to us.